All right, thank you so much. The first talk after lunch, so big responsibility on me. I'll try to be as short and crisp as possible. Hello everyone, I'm Rishabh, and I'm the co-founder of Zip AI. Zip AI is basically an agentic AI factory for regulatory compliance in life sciences. Why regulatory compliance? Why is it so important? We heard about compliance being the topmost concern and the priority for a lot of life sciences companies. Even today, some of the talks mentioned about it. Approximately, life sciences companies, and talking about the mid to large, organizations, they spend roughly 1 million hours on, monitoring compliance, which they do sort of manually. And there are a lot of critical processes inside life sciences, right from clinical stage to the regulatory affairs to the manufacturing or quality stage, where a lot of reviews need to be done that are pretty much manual. As such, almost 10 to 15% of the workforce are directly involved in the compliance review or auditing aspects of different processes, multiple different processes. Even then, the results or the outcome is that they still are losing 5 to 8% of their revenue on compliance gaps. The bigger concern is non-compliance on pharmaceutical side also leads to compliance leakage and reaches the patients. So it's also a safety concern for the patients. So what we do is we work with pharmaceutical companies, we provide them with agentic AI, workflow automation. Again, it's something a buzzword in the town, right? Agentic AI. But how are we doing it differently? Agentic AI is a team of multiple agents, generalized agents, let's call it like that, which are combining together to completely solve a particular workflow. Taking a real world example, if you have a heart attack, you won't go to a general physician, you would go to a cardiologist, right? And that's what we're doing. The AI that is available today, the foundation models provide us a good general understanding. It's very smart, it's very intelligent. But is it capable of handling enterprise grade solution workflows? No. So what we do is we add that relevant domain knowledge. We are a vertical AI segment, so we basically train AI on that particular domain, make it relevant, and make it act as a multiple year experienced regulatory affairs expert. That's what we do, right? Let me take a real world example of a implementation that we did, right? It's a success story that we implemented in Europe last month. A lot of these pharmaceutical companies go through audits. Audit is a critical process in their daily workflows, 15 to 20 audits a year. They are carried out by different individuals, different companies, external agencies. They all write their own reports, not only in terms of structure, but also in terms of the meaning of it. So a simple documentation error may be written in 10, 15 different ways. What we do is we have an agentic workflow that basically transforms their unstandard auditing report into a standard auditing report. How does it help? It really helps organizations fast track the remediation process. Standard auditing reports would really help organizations basically sum up their past observations, past misses in regulatory compliance, and help them remediate faster. And that's what we have done. How did we do it? It was not possible without domain inputs. These are very critical process, very specific to a specific pharma process, or for biologics it could be different, for different dosage forms it could be different. So what we did was we basically gave a lot of guardrails, or you could say domain inputs, or you could say harnessing around agentic AI through our domain knowledge, where we added a lot of taxonomy, external data, internal data, to make sure that this AI is a central expert in standardizing all the audit reports. Now the organization, whenever they do an audit, it passes on through that AI and it standardizes the report in terms of more standard report that's easier to understand, that's easier to take action on. It saves their time, saves their remediation effort, makes them more compliant, more inspection ready, right? Now this is one of the use cases. Of course, as I told about in the first slide, there's so many processes. What we need is a scalable infrastructure. It's not possible to build every agent from scratch. Every process needs a specific agent, an expert in doing that task. And what we have built with 20 plus customer discussions over the last 1.5 years is a enterprise structure called deep domain agentic AI factory. Now, this is capable of producing agents at scale in an accelerated way. So it's something which we are collaborating with life sciences companies, pharma organizations, CROs, as well as tech providers to pharmaceutical companies to come partner with us, collaborate, and build the use cases layer. What you see there, audit report standardization was one of them that I spoke about. Dossier submission review, protocol adherence review, label compliance review, SOP compliance review are some of the use cases that we have also delved deep dive on. So that's about it. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Would love to connect with you offsite. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rishabh. Up next, we have Suman from Gauntlet. Over to you.
All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for having me here. It's a pleasure to be here on stage and talk about what we have. My name is Sumant. I'm the founder and CEO of Gauntlet. It's a cybersecurity company with a specialty in healthcare and medical devices. So I've been doing security for almost 20 years now. So we have worked on a lot of products, both in India, in the US, and worldwide. And when we talk about cybersecurity, naturally, this is a buzzword that's trained to create fear and doubt, right? So when we talk about cybersecurity and the posture that you have in your products, we always worry: are we doing enough? Are we do we have a strong posture? But then many of the headlines that we have seen in the past few months speak for themselves. I think many of you are aware, since you're in the industry, that Stryker was breached just a few months ago. Many people, including one of my colleagues' wives, so her laptop was wiped out completely. So you can see the impact of a security breach. Now, how many of you here are working on healthcare and medical devices? Raise of hand. Quite a lot of you, right? So I'm pretty sure all of you are worrying about security, not only from protecting the user's perspective, but also from a brand perspective. Because we have seen that there have been breaches of insulin pumps, there have been breaches of healthcare monitors that monitor your blood pressure and so on. So if any of these systems are attacked, whether it's hardware-based or software-based, naturally there is a risk to life. It's not only that, you have to be compliant with many of the regulatory standards, otherwise you just cannot sell. And lastly, even if you're compliant, but you're not compliant enough, or you're not doing enough, you will be liable to paying hefty fines. So what are we doing about it? At Gauntlet, we give you the entire spectrum of cybersecurity solutions. We help you understand. So we have many customers who come to us and say, where do we get started? So we can make the plans for you. But if you're a very mature company, we can actually work with you at the pace that you're already working in. We can augment wherever the gaps are. We can understand what the gaps are. So from a cybersecurity product perspective, or like product security perspective, we have product security evaluation, right from the architecture to design to implementation and post-deployment. We are also very familiar with what, for example, the FDA asks. So if any of you have gone through the 510K audit, you know that that's a massive pain in the wrong side. So even if you submit like 20 different documents, they will come back. They'll ask you for more details. They'll ask you a lot of questions. So we have seen a lot of that from a security point of view, at least. So we are the experts. We know how to do stride-based threat modeling. We know how to develop narratives for the submissions, data flow diagrams, and so on. And what's also important is that if you're looking at, for instance, DPDP in the Indian market today, or GDPR, it's not just a point in time sort of a compliance. It's not enough if today you submit the report and you're compliant. They look for proof that you're compliant on a daily basis for the entire year, for instance. So we have a solution called Gauntlet. So Gauntlet helps you in establishing a strong security posture, not only for your cloud, but also for your AI systems, for your software supply chain. I'm pretty sure all of you have heard of S-bound security. That's one of our flagship features in Gauntlet. And everything is centered around how we are using agentic AI. So we have deployed about 11 AI agents in Gauntlet to help you achieve this continuous compliance and posture. And it's not just us. Gauntlet is our baby, so I'm going to say good things about it. But it's our customers saying good things about it. So these are some of the customers that we have worked with. Willow Innovations is part of the ExploraMed incubators for healthcare and medical devices. We have Movano Health, another California-based company that has been using Gauntlet for more than 3 years. Zero security engineers on their side. Gauntlet is doing all the work for them, and Inito as well. So you can see on the screen, if you can read, there are some really nice things they've said about us. And as to why we are here, so we have a booth all the way in the back. If any of you want to see a demo of Gauntlet, please drop by so I can see the screen right here. We have the dashboard up there. We also have a free, no obligation demo for any of you who want to try Gauntlet. And lastly, we are very interested in partnerships. So if you or any of the companies that you support require cybersecurity solutions, we are there to help. If there is something we cannot do, we'll be very forthright. We're also passively looking for funding as well for growing Gauntlet, adding more capabilities to it. So again, thank you so much for having me here. So I'm going to be at the back in this hall. So if any of you want to chat, please drop by.